please.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, after duplicating the form,
Okay.
I came here to sort. See, the data type is text.
To
And
sort, I don't know. What are you trying to achieve?
I'm unable to sort by year, by month, and by date.
Yeah, you have to first change it from text to
Yes,
date.
I did that earlier.
You've not changed it.
See, it's giving me error. Like I have some columns showing error after changing it to date.
The most likely problem is that your date format does not match.
Okay,
That's
is it from the system? Does it have anything to do with the system?
you have to change it in your settings in your Power BI settings. So you can just go to File, can click on File. I think you should see options.
Yes. Settings.
Options and settings.
And then
Options. I don't remember what that thing is. Regional settings. Yeah, you can do it either in the current file or in the global setting. Okay, it's not here. What about report settings? So we need to change the region because your data is probably your Power BI is probably in a region um where the date maybe they're using month first instead of day first. I don't know what that thing is. I thought it should be in the regional settings. No, it's not. It's
so
not the language.
advisedly, you
Check
said
Power Query Editor. Check Power Query Editor. Click on Power Query Editor.
Power Query.
Editor. Go up.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me check.
Where is it?
It's not. It's not here. I don't know where exactly it is.
It's not here too.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you can go back into the Power Query Editor. Just
I'm on it.
close the options. Close the options.
Okay.
Go back to the Power Query. I think they should click on the date. That on the other date, the data type, the small icon, the small calendar icon.
What am I supposed to do here?
Come to transform. Okay, now to change type. Go back to change type, and then go down. Select using local.
Okay.
Okay. So change data type to date time. Okay, I think okay, it's only date. So okay, yeah, just date. Just date is fine. Just date. and then select a different country from United States, maybe United Kingdom or something, or Nigeria.
Okay. Nigeria.
Nigeria is not here because they include language, so
Oh,
you see it under English Nigeria. You can just choose United Kingdom. Let's see first.
Edo, Nigeria.
No, that would change your that would change your language to Edo. No, scroll down to English under English.
Okay.
So either
Europe.
select either an European country or Nigeria. Yeah, just make sure you're selecting English. Yeah. That's fine too. Okay,
It's
select
fine.
OK.
So should I delete and try?
Delete the previous step. Previous step. No, not the current one. Yeah, delete this step. Yeah, now go back and do it again. Change type. Then change type using local. No, go down using local. No, don't change it
Okay.
first because it has already become error. So when you change it the second time, it's trying to convert the error. So change it before it goes into error at all.
Okay, so where do I go to now?
So from change type,
All right.
don't select dates. Just go to using local directly.
Okay.
Exactly. And then select the data type and use a different local. The date and then select another local. Okay, that solves the problem. So the problem is because the data it uses normal day month here, but because your default local is US, and in US the default is that they use month, day, year. So it's trying to convert the first value to month. So anytime the first value is
The
more
months.
than 12, exactly more
Okay.
than the possible number of months, it just throws an error because it's not possible for you to have months 23.
Okay.
Yeah, so from there you can do this.
Ah, thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. So actually, you can also avoid this headache. That's also why I introduced that old Bravo BI app. So
Okay.
all the transformations that you usually have to do with date, usually
Okay.
then you don't have to create all of these things because once you connect your Bravo BI to your Power BI, it will automatically create all of those year column, month column, day column, and any other date columns that you usually need.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate.
Yeah.
So that means each time if I'm trying to use this and not that other one you just explained, I always have to change the data type using local.
Yes, except if maybe the dataset you downloaded is a dataset from the US where
Well,
the date format. So like if you are using a dataset
yes.
that is from the US and the
Okay.
dates are already formatted as month, day, year, then you don't need to change it because it will recognize it correctly.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Screen sharing. Thank you very much, admin. I appreciate it.
No problem. Yeah, so well, Lukman, you wanted to also share something with us.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
So my own challenge is that data model. Is that also sorry the model. So I think they just shared the video with us. I've not watched it. So I don't know if I should watch the video or you can explain one or two things on it. Thank you.
Okay, let me know the question that you have. Hello?
Yes? What is it?
So I was asking that what question do you have about data model?
How the thing is being created? Because in the class that day, I was just looking at like a film. So and I was just watching, but the video came in late. So it was released this morning. So I'm not able to
Oh,
watch it before the class. So maybe when I watch the video, I can get it. I can get a grasp of it. Sha.
okay. I actually shared other resources too that discussed it, like the other video that I shared. That was
Yes,
just
yes, I
fine.
was. Yes, I enrolled for one. I enrolled for one, which I'm even about to finish watching. They have not watched it to that extent of them creating the model.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam to wabarakatuh.
Now, I've been trying to check the ones that I've done before, but let me just share my screen and see what is showing me. I don't know what actually happened. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, walaikum salam.
Hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
So, like since by region
Okay.
is coming up, but the other two they are not coming on. I did everything yesterday. This is the three table I did yesterday, so I don't know why others are not coming.
Okay. What are you trying to show in the second chart?
This this one is sales and profit, like total sales rather, total sales by each state by
Okay.
state.
So
So
okay.
I
So
don't know why
let's see how you did it.
how I did it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Click on the chart,
it's not coming up at all.
and that means there's nothing there.
Ah, you can see the this thing,
Yeah. Click on it.
the label count of state by six. You can see.
Yes.
So
Yes.
why the image is not coming up, I don't know.
Yeah. You didn't click on it now.
I did.
I don't understand. I can see your mouse pointer. It's not on the chart that you're talking about. Just click on the chart, anywhere on the
Yeah.
chart, on top of the
Yes.
count of state by sales.
Yes. I've clicked on it now.
You're not clicking on it.
Okay.
That's a different chart.
Actually, I don't know what went wrong. So,
You are not showing me what went wrong. I want to help you diagnose what went wrong, but you're not helping me.
okay. So what should I do now?
Go to the chart that you created, the count of states by sales. Click inside the chart
Here is this chart, It's showing me another thing inside this chart,
because you are creating something else. Just go, take your mouse down to the bottom of the screen
Bottom of the screen.
to where the count of states by sales is, where the chart is, where the click on it. uh So now go to your visualizations.
Okay.
If you look at the side, you can see the pane where there is visualizations. It shows us the kind
Yes, I've
of
seen this.
visual that you selected. Then when you go down, when you look down, it shows us what is on your x-axis and what is on your y-axis. So what can you see on your x-axis?
My x-axis is count of states. Count of states.
Count of states. Is that what you want? Is that what you want it to do?
Yes.
You want it to count the number of states.
No. That is the sales by each state.
You want to get the total sales by each
For each
state.
state, yes, by each state.
Exactly. So you are expecting the chart to calculate the sum of all
Yes,
the sales,
yes.
and it
For
should
each
give you all of the
for each
states
state, yes.
for each state. But you're doing the reverse. You can
Okay.
see count of states. So it cannot show you the states because it is counting the number of states.
Okay.
So now you have to look at the kind of chart that you created. Do you know what x-axis is? What x-axis means?
One is horizontal, one is vertical.
Which one is
The
horizontal? Which one is vertical?
vertical is the count of states.
No, that's not what is happening here. If you look
Okay.
at the kind of visual you selected a bar chart, which is horizontal, which means that the the y-axis is the vertical axis, the
Okay.
x-axis is the horizontal axis. So if you look
Okay.
at the chart that you selected, on the y-axis, you are
Uh,
expected to have what? You're
six.
expected to have no, you're expected to have the values you want to break down by. You can see that because of the way the bar chart is, if you look at like the bar chart in the example for in the picture where you selected it, for example, it's showing that there are two different bars. So if you have two different states, the names of those states will be on the x-axis, and the values of whatever you want to calculate. Sorry, those states will be on the y-axis, which is on the vertical side, and the values of what you want to calculate will be the length of the bar, which means your value should be on the x-axis. But you are doing the reverse. So you are putting all the sales value on the y-axis, and that's why you have all of these tiny, tiny values on your
Okay.
y-axis,
Okay.
because it is looking at all the values of all the sales and it's putting each of them, drawing a single line for each of them.
Okay.
Then it's now counting the number of states. So you
Okay.
want the reverse. So what you want is you want to put your states on your y-axis, and then you put your sum of sales on
The
your x-axis.
x-axis. All right.
So you have to pay attention to all of those details when you are trying to draw when you're trying to build a chart. So the moment you
Okay.
see it, the moment you see that, so because your x-axis must contain an aggregated value. So you see that when you put states there, it's going to put count of states. When you put sales there, it's going to do sum of sales. Any value you put there, it will try to calculate something on it because it's expecting a calculation. While on your y-axis, no matter the value you put there, because it is expecting discrete values, it's going to give you the value of those values. It's never going to do a calculation there. Do you understand?
Yes, yes,
So
thank you so much.
yeah, so that will change depending on the chart that you select. So you have to pay attention to the chart you are selecting, the available options.
Mm, mm. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Jazakumullah. So, there are some kind of should I call this animation for this data visualization. For example, let's say it's a time series. For example, showing a data from 2010 to 2020, and the thing will read on like an animation while the visuals will also change. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Like the bar charts will be
Yeah,
moving
I
along with the
understand.
time. So is that possible with Power BI?
Yeah, it's possible. But what is your use case? What do you want to use it for?
Yeah, is to present just to show how things have changed from maybe a particular year to another year.
Okay. So there are a lot of things you can do in Power BI, but I'm going to share my screen now. But what I always advise in terms of data visualization is that you should first think of why do I need this? So there are so many visuals here. Yeah, I don't think I'm not sure if anyone has explored all of them. So I will encourage you to actually go through them. We cannot go through all of them one by one because there's really no point in doing that. But yeah, you have all of these charts. Now, if these charts are not enough for you, can you see my screen?
Yes,
Hello?
I can.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, we can
So
see.
under these visualizations, you select these three dots, and you click on Get More Visuals. So Power BI has what we call custom visuals. So custom visuals are things that are visuals that people create that did not it's not Power BI that created it by themselves, but other users just like you and me, they they wrote some code to actually create these visualizations because they felt like the ones in Power BI are not enough. So they created these other visualizations that you can actually use for that anybody can. They made it available publicly. Anybody can just come. You can select one of these visualizations and use them in your chat. So you have all of these things. But some of them are actually created by Power BI, by Microsoft. For example, this Power Automate process mining is created by Microsoft themselves, but it's not part of the native Power BI. So you have to like come here to look for it. So if you want to try something, um, I once used that kind of animation actually, but I can't remember the name. So, but I think you can search. Let me see. Animated. Okay, like animated bar chart, animated bar arrays, something like this. Okay, so we can test it. I've not used this before. So we can test it and see how it works. Okay, typical bar chart where it gives you the capability of animating the bars through periods such as time. The bars besides and relocate for each period. Okay. Okay, some of them are actually paid too. Because I just surprised me free and I just remember that yeah, some of them are paid. So we have this visual, the animated bar is so I can select it. And just like I said, the options for each kind of chart will always change depending on the chart that you select. So these ones too, they will also have their custom options depending on the type of chart that you have. Um, so you can select your colors, you can select your chart periods. So our chart period is our date column, I believe. Um, okay, and then we have our chart items. So let's say we want to see the highest selling product, uh, maybe subcategory. by sales. I want to see how it changes over time. I'm not sure how this thing works. Okay. Play. Why is it flying so much? So, but I think you get the idea by now, right?
Yes, yes. This is exactly
So,
what I was talking about.
so yeah. So I don't know. I don't know much about how this works. Okay, run animation, delay duration. So you have all of these settings, and you can go through it and find out how it works. And if you don't like it, you can always come here and search again and see it and search for a different one. So okay, there's another bar is here that is different. It's just like a Power BI app store more or less. People you want to say it like that. I think some of them usually have instructions on how to use it. Okay, yeah, this one has this this Power BI instruction on how to do it. But I know I used to use Zebra BI once upon a time, and like once you bring it inside, they have like a kind of internal tutorial that would also help you to that will guide you on how to use it. So, but but yeah, it's something you'd explore by yourselves if you want to have more options.
Okay, definitely okay.
Yeah. So one part I didn't really talk about the last class. Does anybody else have any questions?
Hello, sir. I cannot hear you. Oh, I can't hear you, please. I don't. Is it only me?
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well, sir.
Yes,
We
we
hear
can
you.
hear
We
you.
can
Yes,
hear you.
yes, yes,
We can hear
yes.
you from this end.
Okay, because someone said she couldn't hear me, so I don't know. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions?
Assalamu So it's no question per se. I just like you to maybe the transform the transform part. If you can still shed more light on that part, I believe like you have rightly said that visualization is the easiest aspect of it, but the transformations part is the major thing. You know, it will be the one that leads to visualization. So please, if you can still shed more light on that aspect, it will be highly appreciated.
As far as transformations are concerned, during the last class, I've gone through the most common transformations that you would have to do, which is to change the data type, maybe to split a particular column, to analyze the quality of your columns, creating a new table, merging tables. Those are the those are the major issues that you would mostly face. So the other issues will be on a case by case basis, depending on what you have to do. So in this particular data set, because it's like a toy data set, it doesn't have a lot of problems that you have to solve. So, but what I would do, the general advice as far as transformation is concerned is that just be familiar with all of these settings. Um, and if you have a particular problem, then you can always problem solve your way to to the problem, to the answer. So um, I'm not sure what exactly to expand upon since there is no direct use case in front of us. So on the other hand, the other thing I thought we could talk about is just publishing your visualization. So okay, so we finished designing our sales dashboard. Maybe we want to put our company logo and also insert image. And now that we are done with our dashboard, we want to publish it. So how do we publish our dashboard? We just come to home and we select publish. Now note that you can only publish if you already have uh what do they call it? If you are signed in. So that's the part where you need to sign in. But for using Power BI desktop generally, you don't really need to sign in. So for those of us that have been able to sign in, we can go to the next step of publishing our dashboard when we are done with it. So you just click on publish and then it asks you where you want to publish it to. If you're not yet signed in, it will first ask you to sign in. And when you get to Power BI, then you can select my workspace and then click on select. And just like that, it will publish it. When it's published, you can decide to go and look at the Power BI. So you click on open and it takes you to your Power BI app. Um, this is opening in my Chrome. That's why it's giving error. Let me just take the link and put it in my Microsoft Edge because I use it in my Microsoft Edge. I usually use this Power BI. Let's see. Okay, not here. Okay, we'll change the old ones. Maybe this is still the wrong account. Which account is this? Okay, this is the wrong account, I think. I think I'm logged in on this other account. I think I'm logged in with my developer account. Maybe Microsoft issues. Let me check my account. And, okay, so now that I'm logged in with the correct account, it comes up. So once you've published your visual, other people can also access it. But you also have to be careful because if you are the producer, you have the possibility of editing your visual. So you can also edit it online in the Power BI service. So this is what we call Power BI service. That's the part that is online. You can also edit it, but any edit that you make here will not automatically go back to your Power BI desktop. So the best thing to do is that when you know if you want to edit anything, just do it from a Power BI desktop. And once you finish doing whatever you want to do in your Power BI desktop, you can always publish it to update it. But if you make some changes here and then maybe tomorrow you want to improve your report and you make some changes to Power BI desktop, then you're going to have two different Power BI and the same the same report, but they're having different things inside and you're unable to reconcile them. So that can be an issue. So uh, so what else do I want to show us here? So
Okay,
anybody
I
can
want to
actually Alaikum
Uh,
salam.
So you talked about we signing in. So where do we sign in, please?
So you
Before we
sign
can
in.
publish.
Yeah, you just click here and then you sign in. I'm already signed in there, so I can just select something else and then maybe sign into a different account. If you're not signed in, to just show you the option to sign in. But you have to use you need to use your company account. You cannot do it with the Microsoft account.
So
Right?
now, the question I want to ask is, assuming there is a change from the transform table, you make some changes on the transform table. I just thinking maybe it's possible. I think you refresh on the dashboard can actually does the refresh can actually accommodate the changes that you do on the transform table data that will reflect on the dashboard.
So I didn't get that.
The question is, now you've after you've completed the dashboard, now you maybe after some weeks or months later, there's a changes on the information that someone make use of, and you have to go back. It's same information, but there's things that has changed inside the information that needs to reflect on the
How
dashboard.
come?
So you just click on the
So okay, on the refresh, Abby.
yeah, but you have to come
Okay.
here. Then you refresh inside the inside Power Query. So you can just use refresh preview. So if you click on refresh, if there is a change in the data source, then to update it. Unless if the change is like if there's a change in like the column name or the number of columns or the size of the data set, then
Okay.
it could actually cause issues in your Power Query. Then you have to resolve those issues.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
We imported this a CSV into the Power Query. So if we need to, let's say, change one or two sales figure in the CSV, can we change it in this Power Query, or we have to change it in the CSV first, import it again, or how exactly can we make
It's,
changes to
it's better to do
some
it
data?
in the it's better to do it in the CSV. So your Power BI query is it remains connected to your sheet. So if you come to this source, or if you come to data source settings, you can see it still has the address of where my of where it is taking my data from,
Yes, yes.
or where my sheet is contained. So simply by refreshing, if there is any change in the file, it will change it, it will update it. So if I try something now, just look at this. If I let me say I move the file, what's the name of the file again? Sir? MMC Superstore. So if I move the file, let's say I move it to another folder, and maybe I just come to refresh or something. It goes into error
Okay,
because the location has changed, so it can no longer find the file. Do you
okay.
understand?
Yes.
So if I have that, so if I make any changes to that file, once I refresh, it will automatically update it. So let's refresh now. And everything is back.
Okay.
So once you refresh it, will automatically update it, and all the changes you already made, they are still here. So it will make all of those changes again. So if maybe you deleted one of those columns that you made a change on here, then one of these steps will go into error. But maybe if you just change the value of a particular cell, or maybe you added more cells because maybe okay, it's a new month and then they've added new data to it, and you have that. In that particular case, it can what do they call it? In that case, it will automatically deal with it if it is just that you increase the size of the data. But if you add a new column or you change something in the structure of your data, it will it can go into error if you performed any transformation in that column.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah. So let's see what else can we look at a little bit today. So yeah, I don't want to jump into anything that would be that would be too complex or not directly relevant. So if we don't have any other questions, I think we can call it a day, and then we can go back and review the videos, work on it on our own, and I'll be on the group. If you have any questions, you can always direct them at any time, and I'll be there to give you a
Yes.
hand. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, facilitator, sir. Our attendance has been sent to the link, so please ensure you fill it, and please ensure that you kind of prepare or kind of work on the things that have been learned. We will start Python introduction tomorrow, and Python introduction to or data analysis tomorrow. So please um, get ready for that. Information will be communicated to us via mail. Thank you very much. If you have any other questions, you can take it to the group. I'll leave the call for there about 3 to 4 minutes before I close the call.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum salam.
Please, I just want to ask, we downloaded Power BI.
Yeah.
So what are you going to download for Python class as well?
For Python.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, I'm not even taking the Python class. Maybe I'll leave Father to talk about that. Uh,
Okay. I just want
Oh,
to know so that I'll be able to get that before tomorrow.
oh, sorry. Was there a question? I wasn't in the. I mean, I wasn't in the room. Was there a question regarding
yeah,
Python class?
it's a question. Yeah, a question about how to prepare for the Python class. What do they have to download so that they can?
Yes, yes, yes. So, like I said, I will definitely communicate information around that. I will send that to the mail, and if there are any other stuff, I will send it to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just want to know.
Yeah, no problem. Please fill the attendance. 2 more minutes to go.
Summary, sir.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi.
When you started the class for us, you said majority of analysts
Yeah.
more of their time in cleaning data than trying use more of their time in 90% of the time of cleaning data. But the data you gave us is more of a clean data. What in a situation where we have unclean data, how are we going to do what about that?
So basically, there's no formula for unclean data. It's not like, oh, okay, when you have unclean data, this is what you just do and it's going to become clean. What determines whether a data set is clean or it's not clean? It's always dependent on situation. So um, so basically, if you most of the time, if you go online and they try to get a data set, it's usually going to be cleaned because of course you can search for dirty data sets. If you go to Cargo, sometimes you can find dirty data sets, but most of the toy data sets you find are already cleaned. So, but yeah, if you want to exercise yourself in data cleaning, you are only going to get that through experience. So nobody's going to say that, oh, okay, this is exactly how to clean data. Depending on the situation, then you're going to find out what kind of cleaning you need to do. So that's why even though we spent a lot of time in transform data yesterday and during last week's class, we didn't explore so many of the functions because what makes one data set dirty is different from what makes another data set dirty. So the problems you have to solve in each situation will be different. All you just have to do is to have your some problem solving skills. Be ready to familiarize yourself with any tool you are using, whether it's Excel or Power BI or anything. And in what do they call it? And understand the basic data concepts on, okay, how data should be organized. So an example of cleaning a dirty data now was what we experienced this morning when somebody came on and said that they could not change their the data type and they were having problems with the dates. So that's one classic problem that you always have. So even I was still working on something like day before yesterday or so, and I was battling with the dates for like so for some time. So dates are always something that always gives somebody a headache, depending on the situation. Sometimes it can be clean and easy. For example, because my Power BI is already in European time zone. So when I uploaded that data set, I didn't have any problem with that. It was straightforward. I just clicked on date and everything worked fine. But because somebody else's computer was in US time zone, that same exact data set was dirty to them. But my own laptop it was not dirty. So that's why data cleaning is not something that it's easy to teach directly. It's usually going to be on a case by case basis and just understanding when there's problems with your data and you have to just problem solve your way around it. And that's why it also takes long too because it's not what you use to clean one data set today that you use to clean the next data set tomorrow. I hope I made some sense.
Yes, sir. In the real life experience, you don't face an issue of data clearing too much or what?
I don't get.
I say in the real life experience in the, as in the field, the majority of data someone use is it almost clean data. Or don't need to clean the data much or what?
No, usually you have to clean your data. Usually you have to clean your data, but it will always depend. Depending on cleaning your data, transforming your data, um, it's always going to happen. You are going to need it, but it's when you get to the situation that you decide what kind of cleaning you need to do.
The reason I'm asking this is because I I some of I'm looking at one Excel this thing in front of me and the thing is having space something like that. So and the one we did now is just a straight. We don't have a space. There's no way we remove space from those data. So I'm now looking at it as what if I face something like this? How am I going to do it? That's
Yeah,
exactly
that's what I'm saying. That you can't anticipate all the problems. So okay, oh, my data set is having issues. I discovered that there is space. What am I going to do? You can come here and then okay, you guys click. You check, okay, transform. What can I do? What can I do? There is trim here. So when you trim it, you remove all the spaces. So, but we
okay.
cannot. But in this class, we cannot start going through all of the functions. Okay, change type. You can change to whole number. You can change to this. You can change to that. You can change to that. You're not even going to remember. So you're only going to get that by exploring on your own. And when you face the problem, you find out how to solve it. So that's how you learn data cleaning. So the only advice I can just give is to try to get your hands on different data sets. Maybe you see like some challenges online on okay, or you just find some data set that you can work on to do some maybe you want to build a dashboard or anything. So in the process of working on it, you find out if you need any cleaning, and then from there you can actually learn what to clean and what you may and how to clean the data set.
Thank
So
you
it's
very
going
much.
to be on a case by case basis, but there is no like set formula and say, okay, oh, you have to trim your data because, for example, today, okay, oh, if I say, okay, you have to remove all of the spaces, that's part of the data cleaning process. But in this particular case, there was no space anywhere that you needed to do. But I say, okay, you have to change the format of the date every time. On my own computer, I didn't need to change the format of the date, but somebody else needed to change the format of the date on our own computer. So it's not going to be like there's no one size fits all method for doing data cleaning.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mhm.